Hi, and welcome to Twin Chats. This is our first episode of our YouTube series that we are doing as twins. My name's Elena, and this is Elizabeth. I call her Elizabeth, but everyone else calls her Liz. And together we are going to host this new, like I said, YouTube show, and also eventually will be a podcast where we are talking just real life. We are two moms, real conversations, and sharing them with you all. So today is our first episode, and we figured that we would talk a little bit more about kind of why we want to do this, who we are, what we do, why it may be interesting for you to subscribe or listen to, what you may be able to get out of it, and then also some of the topics that we're going to talk about going forward. So, Elizabeth, do you want to go first? Tell everybody a little bit more about you. Maybe I was thinking like where we live, what we do, some of our favorite things, and what we might talk about, as well as, a little bit about being a mom and like how old your kid is.
Sure. So I'm Liz. Like Elena said, we're twins. What most of you guys are, first thing you're probably going to think is you guys don't look like twins. But most of our life we actually did. We were pretty identical up until I would say probably like college. Obviously, Elena's,
If I can figure it out, I'll like pop a picture in here in the recording, but I'm probably not going to do that. But maybe.
but we're actually identical twins. It's like, I just lost the headphone. I know I can't wear AirPods because I'm like a very I must have like really odd shaped ears because they don't stay in my ears. They literally just, as you saw, they just fall out. So I don't wear them. I wear the ones with the cord because they're just so much easier if they fall out. I don't
Yeah,
use them.
she does. It's really funny. It's really
But I
interesting.
also
You're like the only person I know that doesn't have
I
AirPods.
also like to wear the ones, these are my husband's. I also like to wear the ones with the cords because then if I'm like walking somewhere, which some people will relate to this, if I'm walking somewhere, people see like I have headphones in. Like, don't talk to me. I have headphones in. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
um, so I'm Liz.
Interesting.
I'm in Buffalo, New York, which is actually where we mostly have grown up. And like Elena said, we kind of thought this would be fun to do just because we have a lot of like conversations like daily, and also Elena, I don't know if she said this already, but she's a health coach, so like she has like this like great like health and weight loss journey, which I feel like that's something we kind of all struggle with. I myself included. And I'm like kind of on the opposite end where, I'm just like eating all the things and drinking all the things. So like I've not gotten to that point yet. So we have a lot of conversations about, our health and losing weight and what to eat. And like I'm kind of on the side where, most of us probably are, where asking like the silly questions and, still not haven't committed to it yet. So a lot of those conversations,
Committed to it.
yes,
That's exactly it, is committed to it.
but a lot of the conversations, are things that us and your friends talk about all the time. So we thought it might be, something.
Helpful.
Yeah, we thought it might be something helpful for other people to hear and listen to. But other than that, yeah, I'm in Buffalo. I have a 7-year-old son, who is crazy, and I'm married. And yeah, and where I'm sitting right now is my office. I work from home, and I also have an online boutique. So it's also going around me. But yeah.
So Elizabeth's online boutique is Aiden Rose Boutique. If you ever want to check it out, that sweater is that sweater from there.
Mm-hmm.
Super cute stuff. I am not wearing anything from there right now, even though I probably should be. Actually, we started the boutique together, and then Elizabeth has since taken it over because I kind of bailed and said peace out. But I still kind of help with some of the pictures
More
and
like
things like that when
modeling,
she
on the
needs
modeling
it.
side. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, Elizabeth, you already shared, okay, what you do. All right, so we kind of figured we would talk about, like Elizabeth said, health, because I am a health coach and it's something I'm super, super passionate about. I have a really long journey myself to kind of getting to a place where I really kind of overall feel my best. I'm always working on that journey because, we never really get there is kind of how I feel. So I love having these conversations. And when Elizabeth and I are talking about it, we're usually like laughing hysterically because sometimes they're just like so ridiculous. So that's part of the reason we figured we would create this and share them in case they're helpful, if we're sharing tips or experiences or lessons or anything like that. but also because, as moms and just like women, sometimes we're sharing these experiences and talks we're having. And it's just like nice to hear someone else who you can relate to that has like relevant experiences that are very similar to yours. So that's the other reason. And we just figured if anyone can benefit in any way by listening to our conversations, whether it's just that you're bored and you want to just listen to us on this show, that's why we figured we'd put it out there. My thing for me is like when I find something that works or I find something that I love and I am obsessed with, I want to share it with the world. Like literally that is like something I just absolutely love doing. I started my health page a couple of years ago just literally to do that because I was talking about health all the time, food and health and working out. And I was talking to Elizabeth and my mom and my other sister, and they're like, okay, cool. Like I care a little bit. So I made my page so I could just put all of those things on there, and it's been great being able to do that. So that's why I wanted to do this, kind of for the same reason. I had this idea a couple of years ago, and I've literally been texting Elizabeth, like, I don't even know how often, saying, we need to start this podcast. We need to start this video show, whatever, YouTube show, whatever it is. We figured we'd be on video, so we're going to start it off on YouTube and just kind of see where it goes. So I right now live in Syracuse, so I'm about 2 hours away from Buffalo. My husband and my daughter and I, who's 7, we actually just moved back here so I could get closer to my family, Elizabeth and them who are in Buffalo. We were living in Atlanta for a couple years and Raleigh before that, so we've kind of been all over the place. But we are in Syracuse right now, and then eventually, hopefully want to make our way closer back to Buffalo. But, yeah, that's kind of all about me. I do health, life, and business coaching right now. I'm also getting certified through the Life Coach School, which I'm crazy excited about because it's an amazing certification that I'm going to have eventually. And like I said, I have a 7-year-old daughter, Ava. So we had our kids literally 2 months apart. They're both insane, and they're even more insane together. And next week we're going on a trip together with the two of them. We're going to see our other sister who's in Oklahoma. So that's just going to be so fun. It will be fun, but it'll also be like, just a lot of work.
Chaotic, just like any trip with kids that
you're
taking. Yeah. Any trip that you're taking kids, it's fun, but it's also like a ton of work. It's not really a vacation. We're hoping like a little bit of it will be a vacation, but we're literally leaving in 3 days. So not next week, in 3 days.
Yeah. And we are flying out on Thursday night at like 8 p.m. and landing and getting to our Airbnb at like 1 a.m. with 2 children. So, and then they're going to want to get up, at like the crack of dawn on Friday to like do all the things. They're already asking if they can have a sleepover Thursday night, and we're like, no. So anyways, that's a little bit about us and some of the topics we're going to be talking about. So that's what I figured we could cover next, Elizabeth. And, health is going to be a big one. Like, I think the first one we talked about is, a conversation Elizabeth and I were just having, and she was like, well, can I have snacks all day and still lose weight? And I'm like, well, I mean, you could. So we had this conversation, and afterwards we're like, this would probably be helpful for funny, but also helpful for other people to hear. So that's something we're definitely going to talk about. But health, healthy eating, habits, goals, that kind of thing. Just like life in general, like mom life things, but also just life. And then what else, Elizabeth? What other topics?
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably talk a little bit about like maybe like business. But yeah, other than that, I think the real thing, like our first idea was like kind of just going over like talking about all the things that like we've talked about as far as like losing weight and health and like working out and like meal prepping and like yeah, I think that's mostly, but I'm sure.
And kind of like the struggles with it, but also how we make it work and then sometimes don't make it work, and like, things that, how each of us do it differently and our experiences, that kind of thing, because they are very different. So yeah, that I think kind of summarizes it pretty well. The other thing is like our whole family, like we really love food. So it's like such an interesting mix because like we're all going to hang out, next weekend, and we're texting and talking about all like the food places we're going to go to. We really like wine, really like coffee, we really like food, but it's like, for me, it's like we're always balancing it all. And I mean, that's also something that we will probably work in some way, like talking about, the restaurants and things like that we're going to, but also like how we're trying to still make it work with, our goals and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so. And I think like the different like perspectives, because we do have very like different perspectives on pretty much everything, but like especially when it comes to like health and eating and like what we can eat and what we can do, which obviously is also why we've had, she's had the progress that I have not, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was not overnight. That is for sure. It has been a long journey to here, and I'm still on one. So Okay, so if you guys think this sounds interesting at all, please follow, please subscribe wherever you're seeing this, and definitely drop a comment if there's any topic that you'd like to hear us talk about. And we look forward to doing more episodes and hopefully connecting with you guys as we go forward.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.